Munguia stops Ryder very convincingly in this fight, but there's a catch to that win, at least in my eyes. Let's talk about that. Welcome back to Boxing Unwrapped. If you're new here, please subscribe, comment below, share, all that good stuff. I am a boxing fan, not an analyst. I don't pretend to be an expert. I'm also an artist, and I sometimes put my voiceovers for boxing with my art or clips of anime, manga. If you like that kind of stuff, please subscribe. So now let's talk about Munguia, right? So, hey, listen, he did something that nobody else had done, not even Canelo. He went ahead and he stops John Ryder. I mean, he stops him convincingly. He drops him a few times during the fight. He hurts him bad. He looked sensational in spots, right? He looked exactly the way he was supposed to. And he did what he was supposed to do to a journeyman. Now, let's talk about John Ryder for a second. John Ryder, he was coming off of that Canelo loss in which he gave Canelo hell at the end of that fight. And he got held back. Now, we go say that maybe it was Canelo's injuries that prevented him from really being impressive, right, with John Ryder. But to give credit to John Ryder, he went into, the Bears' Den in Mexico, and he went in there and he fought tooth and nail, and really put a question over whether Canelo was still viable or not, right? But then, Canelo got back on his game. So that fight became irrelevant. Now, here you go, Munguia. You want to measure him up, right, against how well would he do against Canelo. And usually you do it with boxers when you put a like opponent. You say, well, this guy fought that guy, so now if you fight that guy, let's see how good you beat this guy. Now he beat him way better than Canelo did. But again, you have to take into consideration that Canelo was probably not 100% in that Ryder fight, right? So now you go into last night and you look at how this fight played out, and Munguia looks fast, strong, young, obviously. But Ryder came in already commenting in the pre-interviews that if he doesn't win this fight, he's going to retire. You have to understand that's the mentality of a fighter. When he's saying he doesn't want to, he's thinking about retirement if he doesn't win this fight. He's already got one foot out the door. Also, he's much older. And how much did that fight with Canelo take out of John Ryder? We can't be idiots and not think about that, right? I mean, we have to be unbiased in that way. We have to look at it both ways. And Munguia was getting hit all night with a right hook. He didn't even know how to counter it. He didn't know how to stop it. He didn't know what to do with it. It wasn't like he got caught twice and he said, let me do this. The whole night he's getting countered. He's getting hit up the middle. And you have to wonder, if you gave John Ryder the age that Munguia is now, same skills, but just make the age similarly near each other, turn back the clock on Ryder, I think Ryder wins that fight. Because Ryder was doing things to Munguia that was just, but this is Munguia. Munguia has looked ordinary in other fights with guys younger than Ryder. And he's looked spectacular in other fights like he did last night. So when people say, can this be the next fight for Canelo? It should be the next fight for Canelo because it's a young, hyped up fighter who Canelo can pick apart. Because I'm not trying to bash on Munguia. I'm giving you the honest, what my eyes told me. My eyes told me that you get a guy younger or still has enough in the tank to counter and do the same things that Ryder was doing, except not have the shopware, or at least not showing that shopware that Ryder did. Listen, stay away from Devin Morrell. Devin Morrell, I'm not saying he beats Munguia, but man, he will put the beats on Munguia. Munguia will have to dig deep to stop Morrell. David Benavidez stops him easy. Benavidez stops Munguia early because he cannot get away from countering or in a defensive mode that right hook and the uppercut up the middle. He does not know how to do that. And when he punches, when he goes into fight mode and he's throwing combinations, he doesn't know how to step outside and people catch him in between, as Ryder was doing. He was catching him in between. Even the round that he was stopped in, Ryder, he caught Munguia off the ropes. Ryder's back was on the ropes and he caught him with a vicious uppercut. Had he not been the age he was and shot worn and beat down throughout the fight, that could have been something else. And there were plenty of times where Munguia was taking a break. He was moving away from Ryder because he was hurt. So what I'm saying is, let's not get all excited that he's the next coming. I think he can be a sensational fighter as he is now. A great? I don't think so. I could be proven wrong, but from what I saw last night, I saw a young, solid fighter beat an old vet down and didn't look that impressive if you really analyze and break down the fight. I know there's going to be fanboys boo-hoo in this video, but I have to be straight. I didn't have a dog in the race last night. Or a dog in the fight, or whatever you want to say. I didn't have one. I'm not a Munguia fan. I'm not a Ryder fan. So I'm looking at this unbiased. Now, like I said before, I do have biases to other fighters, but I call it like it is if they get their ass beat. And listen, what I saw last night was, yes, he got the job done. Congratulations. But there's a lot of things that Freddie Roach has to work with in that ring if he definitely wants to be one of the top 10, top 5 guys in the world. And I don't think he's there yet. And at 42 fights, how much longer is he going to take to get there? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Is Munguia the next guy up? Is he on deck to be the next Canelo and dethrone Canelo? Let me know in the comments below, and I'm out.